Welcome back, guys. I literally am so delirious right now. I couldn't even tell you what episode. I want to say episode 7. I want to say episode 7. My editor is looking at me like, yeah, I think so too. So I'm going to go with episode 7. So welcome back, y'all, to episode 7. I just got to exhale. It's been one of those, I can't even say days. Like, it's been one of those years. Like, since New Year's, I just been on go, purposely, intentionally, but all in all, still, like, it's been tiresome, y'all. Like, nobody ever told me hard work is really tiring. I guess that's why I never attempted it in my past life. Like, literally, I'm just thinking right now how everything that I've done or everything that I had done up until the wheelchair 6 years ago, June 15, 2018, was merely off natural ability and God's grace and mercy. Like, graduating, never studied. I couldn't tell you nothing about what I learned in college. That's really why I want to go back, because I'm so into my purpose now. I'm actually like wanting to know deeper things about the major and the degree that I got a degree in. I don't even know what I just said, y'all. Like, I'm just that tired, and I'm not finna go back and reset it. This is real life. Like, read the context. So, anywho, all in all, I'm just grateful. I'm just grateful that God saw me to this point. He literally carried me here today, because I was up at about 4 a.m. trying to get my kids little like give bags together. They have a track meet today, y'all. And when I tell you, they want me at everything. They want me at the birthday. They want me at the wedding. They want me at the bar mitzvah. Like, it's literally nothing that they're doing that they don't want me to attend. Are any teachers out there, are y'all kids like that? If so, like, I don't know, because I wasn't like that with my teachers. Like, growing up, maybe like in elementary, I remember when I was going to school in the hood, like, for sure, me and my teachers and my parents, we were all very close. But as I started to venture off into, middle school and high school, it was probably one or two teachers that I was really actually connected to, like, on a more deeper level than just academia. So it just feels really good to know that these little people look up to me for a reason that's bigger than myself. You know, like, they love and idolize, like, just the way that I treat them, like, the way that I'm patient with them, like, the way that I don't stress not knowing certain things to the point where you go get in a corner. I don't want, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just really cool, calm, and collected. Now, don't think that we ain't learning in Miss T class. Like, from day one to day, I don't know, 300 and something, however long many days we've been in school, my kids have shown major growth. So let's not do that. But I'm a psychologist. Well, I'm a psychology major, and I'm going into the realm of counseling therapy. So my whole thing is literally connecting with the student as a whole. Like, if we're not able to have a conversation that is real, that is authentic, where you feel comfortable to open up to me, then it's not likely in this day and age that you're going to produce at your optimum for me. You know what I mean? Our kids are going through a lot. Like, they're so much more open to just all the different things that this world has going on. They're so knowing. They're so, like, cognizant of all the things that we as adults didn't even have to fathom at the age of 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, because those are the ages of my kids. So, yeah, y'all, I'm just grateful. I'm tired, but I'm grateful. Like, I wouldn't trade this tired for any more rest that wouldn't be productive towards my purpose. You know what I mean? Like, of course you have to rest so that you can refuel, so that you can go back out here and be, get that tenacity that you need to. But I wouldn't choose going home versus being here right now, and I have the choice. You know what I mean? So it's like when you're doing something that's bigger than you, when you see the picture for what it really is, like why God really put you here, you have a whole nother vigor towards doing what you gotta do. Like, period. Like, I'm in pain right now, y'all. Like, I am in pain. It has nothing to do with the wheelchair, but, and I'm not gonna even go into that because I'm gonna be, it's gonna be a domino effect of me just going into different topics that I didn't come here to talk about. But I'm in pain. But look, your girl does not look like nothing of what she's going through today. Okay, so that's just a little tidbit for anybody that's weathering any storm. You do not have to show up as your circumstance. And not to say that you have to hide it or act like you're not going through anything or, not be vulnerable with anybody. But when you know what you out here to do, don't let the devil deceive you into not doing that thing for something that you can really, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, stand on. Like, I don't know. But that's just how I'm feeling right now. I'm a little teed up, and I gotta be, because if I come in here too mellow, I'm gonna just kind of like fizzle out. So I had to come in here like on 10, and I ain't gonna lie, my niece turned me up right before I got in here because I was on my way. I'm listening. I wasn't even listening to music. I was riding in silence, had the windows down, just listening to nature. And she called me, and she was like, she was in her good mood. Like my niece, me and my niece, both of us, like I ain't gonna say we're very moody, but like you could tell when something else is going on with us. You know what I mean? So, and I'm not gonna keep saying you know what I mean. But so when she called me, like her energy was just on 10. So I'm lit. I'm like, what's up, baby? Like, what's good? Like, what you need? She, Annie, how are you? Like, I'm like, I'm good. Like, I'm on my way to the studio. I'm finna record. And she all like, okay, I've been meaning to tell you. I've been meaning to call you and tell you I'm so proud of you. I just love the way you're, like, what you're doing. And, you know what I'm saying? Everything is just coming out so good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just really just making her Annie feel good. And that's my baby, y'all. Like, y'all got to understand, my niece, my twin. Like, that's my twin. Like, not even just physical, but the way we do things, like, the experiences. Like, she's 17, I'm 27, so we got that decade, but she came in a generation where they were already moving so fast. We done already experienced some of the same things. So it just be crazy, like, when my baby turned me up like that. Like, that really is why I do the thing that I do. Like, if I'm not being any type of good example to my nieces, my nephews, my kids at school, even my parents, my brothers, like my family, my church members, my friends, like if you don't see me and you don't look at anything about yourself to say like, dang, I could be doing that better, or dang, I like the way she, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like I'm not doing enough. But I don't know, that's just me. I was lit. She was like, but at the end of the day, I know she needs something. So she asked me, I said, what you need though? I said, what you doing? She said, I'm at McDonald's with my friends. I said, how much you need? Because she already know I ain't going to send it. I don't remember a time my niece done called me and asked me for something, and I had it and didn't give it to her. Like, and it ain't on no, like, I'm rich, because I'm not. It ain't like I just be giving her bands and stacks. It ain't like that. But when she called me, she with a homegirl, she want 10, I'm going to send her 20. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I'm just grateful. I'm grateful. I'm grateful to be in a position, because when it happened to me, when that day came, when God set me down, I literally didn't know how it was gonna look. I didn't know. I knew how I felt. I knew how Jessica was built, but I didn't know that I was gonna bounce back and then come harder. You know what I'm saying? Be doing stuff 10 times more than what I was doing when I was up. I did not know that. Like, I always would think like, dang, how I'm gonna take my nieces and my nephews to the mall and cash out. Like, how I'm gonna, what job am I gonna be doing that's gonna be putting me in a financially stable position to take care of my family? Like, what am I gonna be doing to retire my mom? Like, what am I gonna be doing to, you know what I'm saying, accomplish all these things? And it's not just about the money. It's not just about the money. Money always come to me. Like, and again, not rich, but very comfortable. Very comfortable. So So yeah, I say all that to say, y'all, we lit. I thought I was gonna be turned down. That be the devil though. That's another thing I want to tell y'all. Man, say them moments that you feel like you really don't want to do the thing that God has been telling you to do it 10 times harder. Do it 10 times harder. It's gonna prove to you something that, hey, my feelings ain't facts. And then it's gonna tell the devil like, hey, it don't really matter what you throw my way. That's not stopping the mission. We on a mission, nigga. Hey, I done turned up. Y'all would think I had something. I just told my friend last night, I'm just so high off life. I ain't gotta smoke nothing. I ain't gotta hit nothing. I ain't gotta be nowhere. I ain't gotta have no crowd around me. I ain't gotta be acknowledged by nobody that, you know what I'm saying, don't mean nothing. It's just, I'm just lit, like, cause it's real. Like, this is my life. Like, I don't fake it. What you see is what you get. I'm not putting something out that's not me. I don't have to, you know what I'm saying, do a certain thing to attract the people that is meant for me. Like, it just feels freeing. Like, when you've been doing life the way that society deems you to do it, the way that society tells you how success is built and how success is looked at or obtained, like, it get tiring. It get tiring because it's like, dang, I wish just me, who I was at core, who God called me to be, was enough. And it is. Don't ever think that that thing that God has called you to do isn't enough. I don't care what it look like. Stop going on Indeed and LinkedIn, looking at numbers and salaries and all that before you even get somewhere. Go full throttle. Don't worry about the money. Hey, make sure your heart in it. Make sure you doing it for something that's bigger than you. And how you know it's purpose is because it doesn't always pay. Purpose does not always pay. I'm not getting paid for this, baby. I left the job that's paying me to come here. Thank God I'm on salary now so I can do that. But it just don't always pay. And so you still got to have that same momentum, that same tenacity and purpose when it's not paying, as though you getting paid 5 racks an hour type. I ain't going to even cuss because I don't feel like it. But all in all, it's been a good week. Like, am I even tired anymore? Am I even in pain? I can't remember. I don't know. When I'm in a good moment, I can really remember the bad. And the bad be done been bad. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it don't be little like, oh, I got a boo-boo. Like, nah, I'm paralyzed. But nigga, life's good. I wouldn't trade it. Like, how can you get from that to this? Like, how can you get from a person that couldn't even be alone 5-10 minutes to a person that rather be alone? Like, how do you go from needing people to satisfy different things and insecurities that you have within yourself to knowing exactly who you are, and ain't nobody gotta tell you nothing? God already done solidified that. Like, my mama ain't gotta approve, my daddy ain't gotta approve, my brothers ain't gotta approve, my granny ain't gotta approve. As long as God tell me it's a go, it's a go. So that's just what I'm on. And of course I would love if they, join me along the way and was proud of who I'm becoming and all the things and all that jazz. But at the end of the day, like, hey, if you don't see what God see for me, then I love you, but that's on you. But anywho, so my mama got me this week. So it's Teacher Appreciation Week, y'all. So if you got a teacher in your life, go appreciate them. A $5 little Starbucks gift card, wherever they like to go eat, little $10, something small, but just something to show that you appreciate that hard work they putting in and day out. Cause y'all kids, y'all know y'all kids. Y'all don't even want to be with y'all kids. I know y'all don't want to be with y'all kids because on spring break, I see y'all online talking about, ooh, I can't wait for them schools to open back up. Can't wait. Y'all done had y'all kids 1 week. Man, we used to have y'all kids all day long, every day. Man, go appreciate them teachers, man. It ain't easy out here, and they ain't paying what we worth. But purpose don't always pay, so I hope you in purpose if you a teacher. If not, hey, you might well go work at a call center. But anywho, mama got me this book because she's such a woman of God. I love her so much. Like, if I ever say anything on this podcast that gives you an insinuation that my mom and my daddy wasn't all 10 for me, hey, log out right now and don't listen to nothing else I got to say, because that is not the intent. When I tell you Pam and James Thomas went hard for me, they did. Like, they just did. And yet and still, it's some things that I just still didn't know. And two things can be true at once. And it ain't got to be bad. So that's just a little tidbit. So my mama got me this book. It's called Prayers and Promises for Teachers. And I was like, today I don't really know what I want to talk about. Normally I come in here, I don't have a script. But my last episode that I did with my cousin and a good friend of mine and my sister, I felt like something was missing. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the episode and I love my guests. Like, they came and did their big one. But, like, I just felt like I was getting too comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was seeping kind of back into that natural ability, Jessica. Like, I know how to talk, I know how to conversate. Like, I don't need to, I don't need no cue cards. Like, I just gonna come in here and keep it real. But nah, man, when we was sitting up there, I was like, and I looked back at it, like, it was good, but it just wasn't what this was. Like, I just wasn't feeling this. But it's still helpful, so don't misconstrue what I'm saying. Like, it's some gems in there for sure. My guests really let y'all in on some different things that they had going on and some perspectives that they had on some societal issues. So it's definitely a good episode. So I definitely want y'all to go and check that out. But, like, when you come in here and you kill something and you ain't even gotta see it. And ain't nobody even gotta prove it. You just know. It's just a feeling. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how I feel. But anywho, so I'm at this point now where I'm like, okay, I'm starting to kind of at least bullet point how the show is gonna go, how it's gonna ride, how it's gonna flow. So today, I said, I'ma bring this book because it has a lot of little prompts and questions and stuff. And I'ma just flip to a random page, which I already did. I'ma read the prompt, I'ma answer the question, and we just gonna see where the Holy Spirit flows. So it says, do you sense God's comfort and joy in the middle of your sadness? Wow. Do you sense God's comfort and joy in the middle of sadness? I'm going to keep it a book with y'all. Like, me and God, like, we really like this. I ain't gonna lie, like. And it ain't even just like, oh no, I'm saying that just because it's the thing to say or any other of anything. Like, but like me and God, like, we really locked in. And when I say that, like, he gives me a different understanding of how life is supposed to be versus how it's been shown to me. Like, through the world, through the internet, through friends, through family. Like, God really be giving me the cheat code, right? So with that, I'm going to have to say, I definitely feel God's comfort in the midst of sadness. I do. Because once you know something, you can't unknow it. And so that's why I really be trying to get people to get in their word, because once that thing click, whatever that thing may be, once that parable start to come to life and that living word actually start living, you can't unknow what you know. So with that being said, irregardless of what I'm going through, irregardless of what trial I had to face, irregardless of come what may, irregardless of the wheelchair, since day one, I always had an understanding that this was for my good. So he couldn't take my joy in the midst of the sadness, because I always knew that God was working for my good. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything the devil meant for evil, for bad, God turned it around for good. Please ask anybody that came and visited me in the hospital, was it a bad time? Was it a sad visit? You know what I mean? Like, the recognition of okay, dang, this is not the physical Jess that I'm used to. Yeah, okay, that may make you tear up. Ask anybody who visited me in the hospital how many times I cried, if I cried. And not because I wasn't sad or not because I wasn't feeling the brevity of life, but I just understood. I downloaded that understanding and I couldn't undownload it. Like, I literally would get my journal because I'm a writer. If you haven't checked out my blog, hey, go back to the basics. I've been doing that since 2019. But it's in my link. But I had this journal, right? Had this journal that my now boss, that's a lie, my boss didn't get it to me. My auntie, I want to say my auntie Vaughn gave me this journal. It was either my auntie Vaughn or my boss, Miss Derry. It was one of them two, but I want to say it was my auntie. She gave me this journal, and when I got in when I was in the hospital, more so when I was in rehab, because when I was in the hospital, I wasn't physically able to even sit up. Like how I'm sitting up, how I'm coming at y'all hard right now, wasn't able to do that. Balance was literally like I was sitting on a basketball. Literally not even a basketball. Think about you sitting on top of like something exponentially smaller than your bottom, and you trying to like balance that. Man, when I tell you that was the most excruciating pain, it's crazy that I wasn't crying. But that's another story. We're gonna get into that in a minute. Anyways, back to the journal, y'all. Okay. So I had this journal. So I'm in rehab. This is about 6 weeks after my accident. So accident happened June 15, just so you can have a timeline. I remember writing my first expert July the 1st. So that's really 2 weeks later. And throughout my writings, I just remember me telling myself, this my trial. I ain't finna make nobody else understand it. It's not for them to understand. However they take it, that's how they take it. But for me to get mad at somebody else for not understanding me because you can walk and I can't, it never gave that. Like God had already told me, this is for you. And if you don't understand that right now, you're gonna miss everything that I'm trying to download into you for what's to come. So I'm writing in the journal every day. I'm just telling myself, God, thank you. God, thank you for loving me enough to sit me down, to slow me down, and to get me to understand what's really going on, who I really am, to undo the things that I had learned that wasn't serving me, to let go of the people that I had fell in love with that wasn't serving me, to let go of the things that I was doing that wasn't serving me, that my heart never desired, but because my flesh was so caught up in this world and my physical was so attracted to it, and it was attracted to me, it just was like, it was the easiest thing to do. And I remember I told y'all I wasn't a hard worker. I had natural ability. So everything that came natural, if I liked it, then hey, we rocking and we rolling. But when it came to this point, I knew I wasn't gonna be able to just like skate past it. How? You know what I'm saying? Like think of something that you could never imagine happening. And then in that same breath, think of you at your optimum because it happened. You can't put the two together in the moment. You know what I mean? But for some reason, nothing's happenstance. But God, it was just God. Like the Holy Spirit was just living literally in me, through me, in the hospital, just telling me like, this is for you. Like you ain't even gotta worry about it. Like I went into total competition mode. You would have thought I was back on that AAU court. Man, we was doing little exercises in the rehab. Hey, I'm going hard. I'm going 30. I'm challenging myself. By the time I left rehab, it was nothing I couldn't do. My mom and my daddy ain't never had to do nothing. Nothing. Not one thing. Maybe go give me some water just because I don't feel like getting up. But like nothing. They ain't gotta. People be thinking caregiver, bathe, and you know what I'm saying, drive, and I never gave that. My daddy didn't never stop going to work. My mama never stopped going to work. Like it happened so like just seamless. And it was like, and that's how I knew it was ordered. It was ordained. Like this was for me. So yeah, like I'm in a hospital, people coming by, I'm having conversation, we having a good time, we laughing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, me and my mama, I think we had probably like 2 or 3 moments. Cause I'm like, Mama, I can't walk. How I'm supposed to do this? Like, you know your daughter. Like, I'm jumping out of windows at 10. Literally, we used to stay in a 2-story household. We still do. But we used to stay in a 2-story household when I was like between the ages of like 5 and 8. I remember literally jumping from the top of the railing off. For what? Nobody told me to do it. I was just that adventurous. Like, I just wasn't scared of life. Like, I was a tomboy. I grew up with brothers. You know what I'm saying? My cousins, we used to fight. I used to play football. Like, I used to be outside. You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't, the wheelchair and Jessica, it didn't coexist. But God, that's it. You ain't got to DM me. You ain't got the, you know what I'm saying? And they open. I talk to y'all. Know I get real with y'all. Y'all know I call y'all 2 a.m. We can chop it up. I encourage y'all. Whatever. We can pray. We can do it. But God, I cannot stress that enough. It's not the money. It's not the cars. It's not the clothes. It's not the sex. It's not the nigga. It's not the husband. It's not the wife. It's not the mom. It's not the grandma. It's not the kid. Like, it's everything but that. It's God. He's the way. He literally showed me how to take something that I never imagined I would have to freaking go through. And he used it for my good, bruh. Like, and not a fake good. Because a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, they'll show up on Instagram and on TikTok and all these different things. Like, you know, it's good. And then 2-3 weeks later, they done jumped off a building. And we like, dang, he was just dancing on TikTok with his wife. Bruh, you can't, like, say, I'm not faking it. This real life. I'm happy. I wouldn't trade it. Now, if God want me to get up today, of course, I'm finna go run a marathon. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna go to the beach. I do that anyway. Like, I can't even think of something to say. Like, I'm just gonna do something crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I do everything. I do everything. But the whatever I hadn't done, I'm going to do it if he tell me to get up right now. And I really do feel like I'm gonna get up. I really do. Like, everything in me tells me I'm getting up. But even if I don't, I'm content. I'm satisfied. I'm happy. I'm fulfilled. I know what I'm here to do, and I'm doing it. What else I got? I win. Even in the loss, even in the lessons, I win. There's no failing. It's like a open book test. Literally. If this was the Bible, like, I would be literally pushing this in your face. It's like a open book test. Who fails an open book test? You know? Like, he just was downloading it, man. Like, he just was telling me, like, don't take it out on your mama. Don't be moody with your daddy. Like, don't blame your friends that didn't come. Like what? Like, just be grateful. Just be grateful I gave you this second chance, because you know why. You know why. If don't nobody else know why, you know why. If it is, you can't think of any reason why you might be going certain things, I don't know, go back to the drawing board. But it's always a small indication somewhere, and typically it's big, because he done gave us so many times to, like, get right and choose him, that by the time he don't give us the option no more, it should be very, like, evident. But people like to play and act like, bro, why me? Nigga, why not you? Like, you've been praying these prayers, you've been saying, like, these are the certain things you want, yet your walk is not matching your talk. So God love you more than you love yourself. He gonna put you in a situation where you ain't got no choice but to become the nigga or the man or the woman he's called you to be. That's how I look at it. He heard my prayers, and even though it didn't happen the way I wanted it to happen, because if it did, it never would have. He gave me 27, at the time I was 22. And I ain't gonna even say 22 years, because 1 to 18, my frontal lobe ain't even fully formed. So he gave me 4 years. I've been going to church. I know about God. I could have been tapped back in. I could have been asking questions. But I wasn't curious enough. I didn't care enough. I cared to mope about it. I cared to question about it. I cared to wonder, like, man, I wonder what it'd be like if I just, actually do the things that I know aligns with the person that I dream to be, the woman that I dream to be, the woman that I want my kids to look up to, the woman that I can confidently talk to my kids about certain situations and experiences because I didn't just stop there. I got through them, so I can talk to you about it. You know what I'm saying? And I think I done ran out of time, but it really ain't. Y'all, I'm just lit. I'm so glad I came today because I promise you everything in me was telling me to go home. Like, Jessica, you been going hard. Like, you deserve a break. And granted, I probably do, but I'll take it later. It's gonna feel so much. That celebration, that turn up, that popping them bottles, gonna feel so much better when you know you did everything you supposed to do today. I promise. It's like, dang, I really did everything I said I was gonna do. And it sounds so, it sounds so like cliche or, I don't know, mediocre really. But how many times have you planned to do something? Or how many times have you planned to start something? Or how many times have you said you was going to leave that person alone? Or how many times have you know what I'm saying? Like, and just never did it. And then you look up 1, 2, 3, 5, 10 years later, 20, 30, 40, 50. Now you on your deathbed and you telling your son like, hey, just do that. Just do that thing that make you happy. F the rest. Nothing else matters. I can't be that person. I can't. So I say all that to say, like, choose wisely. Because God does give us free will. That's the gentleman in him. Because who wants to force you to love him? If you're in a relationship, do you want to have to force your husband or your man to love you, to come spend time with you? To you know what I'm saying, to come read with you or come do the thing that you feel, is the way you love? You wanna force them into submission? No, you want somebody to be overzealous to come and talk to you, to overzealous to come home to you, overzealous to tell somebody about you, right? God ain't no different. So next time you go praying for something and you mad that it ain't coming into fruition, check yourself. Check your equity with God. Like, how much time you done put in? How much work you done put in? And if you have put in that much work, keep going. The promise ain't changed because your duration, you know what I'm saying, your time limit, your stamina is running out. Ask God for more. Keep going. I promise you, if you don't see it, your kids will. So I say all that to say I love y'all, man. My voice is going out. It's been going out for like a week now, I ain't gonna lie. But whatever. It is what it is. I'm actually about to wrap it up because my kids, they expecting me, and I'm a woman of my word now. Y'all hear I say it now because I wasn't always a woman of my word. I would say things and I would want to, you know what I'm saying, show those things to be true. But I guess I just didn't, like, that wasn't a value enough. But I value, my word is my bond. I value my kids. I value my kids knowing that when Miss T say something, you can cash it. So I'm finna go ahead and head up 6, 7, 35, whatever it is, 20 to Sprague and go see my kids show out. Cause they say they fast like they Miss T used to be back in the day. So we finna go see what they talking about. And then, I got something to tell y'all, but I'm gonna say that for the next episode. It's good. It's real good. We ain't got no time limit, man. We gonna be here literally till God call me home in whatever capacity that look like, whether that be here, me and you just talking, just chit-chatting, or whether it be on me at live stage somewhere at the Grammys, introducing people to a whole nother way of just life. I don't know, we'll see. But stay tuned. Y'all make sure y'all following me on all the platforms, YouTube, Spotify, TikTok, Instagram. Don't fool around with Twitter. I dibble and dab on Facebook when I'm bored. But, it's all like, hey, just find me anywhere. Unveiling Jess on Instagram, Unveiling Jess on YouTube, Unveiling Jess on Spotify. If it's anything that I could be of assistance of, if it's anything that I could do to help you come home. Cause that's really the whole analogy of it. Like I feel like when we really get a understanding of what God is doing and where He's calling us to be and who He's called us to be, you start to make your way back home. And who don't like being at home, you know? So I don't feel like I took a break since I started, but I'll see y'all next time. I'm finna go. Love y'all. Bye.